week 11 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitches I look to add. This week, the first guy, Andrew Abbott of the Cincinnati Reds, so one of the top prospects in the Red system's come up, and he's pitching well so far in the early going of his major league career, and surprisingly, he's still out there, 36% of fantasy leagues, so this is probably the last chance for owners to go out there and get him on the season. 11 2/3, 2-0 record, 10 Ks, no ERA, 1.11 whip and a quality start, so far he's gone out there versus some good hitting teams is Andrew Abbott, and he's pitched good baseball for the most part for the Cincinnati Red team. We know he led the minor leagues in strikeouts this season, and so far he's come up in the major leagues and a strikeout per inning in the early going for Abbott. So June 5th versus the Brewers, 6 innings, got the win in that one. 1 hit, no runs, 4 walks, 6 Ks, the quality start. And June 10th at the Cardinals in that one, 5 2/3, got the win. 5 hits, no runs, 3 walks in that one, 4 strikeouts. Abbott's coming up and looking good so far for the Cincinnati Red team. And it's been a youth movement this season for Cincinnati. And Abbott, part of it with De La Cruz coming up, Matt McLain a month ago coming up. And now he's the next guy up here, and he's pitching good baseball. And like I said, I'm surprised he's still out there in a decent amount of fantasy leagues after 2 good outings for this Red team, and with his upside and K rate. So right now, this is the last shot for owners to go out there and get him if he has another great start this week. Pitches Braxton Garrett of the Miami Marlins. So Garrett got off to a slow start early in the season with a 10 earned run game, but he's definitely turned things around, and so is this Marlin team on the year. So on the season here for Garrett, 63 2/3, 2-2 record, 69 strikeouts, a 4.10 ERA, 1.30 whip and a quality start. So the only thing with Garrett, he don't go deep into ball games, has been the problem for him. But besides that, he's going to be a good strikeout pitcher on the season. 69 strikeouts in only 63 innings in the third, like I said. And like this Marlin team, they're going out there and playing good baseball and starting to win ball games. Second place right now in the NL East and up there in the wild card standing. So the last few games for Garrett, May 31st versus the Padres, 5 1/3, no decision, 2 hits, a run, a walk, 7 Ks. June 5th versus the Royals, 5 innings, got the win, 6 hits, 4 runs, 6 Ks in that one. And then June 11th at the White Sox, another good outing, 5 1/3, no decision, 3 hits, a walk, 9 Ks. So the Marlins, they're not scoring the baseball that well, but they're figuring out ways to win, and that's what counts in the end. So Garrett, he just needs more wins, obviously, on the stat sheet, but everything else he's doing good. He's pretty much going out there pitching good baseball. I know he's only been a 5-inning pitcher, so quality starts and wins have been tough to come by, but ERA and whip and strikeouts have been a plus for Garrett. So right now, while he's pitching good and still out there in 65% of leagues, he's a good add this week. The next pitcher is Taijuan Walker of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Walker, for whatever reason, the last few seasons, he's a way better pitcher at home than he is on the road. So on the season for Walker, 6-3 record, 69 1/3, 58 strikeouts, a 4.79 ERA, and a 1.28 whip with 6 quality starts in the season. And like I said, the last few weeks here, Walker's gone out there and he wrote the ship. 16 innings, 2-1 record, 15 strikeouts, a 2.10 ERA, 0.81 whip and a quality start in the time. So Walker out there in tons of fantasy leagues. Last season he was an all-star with the New York Mets. Obviously he pitches in the same division and he gets more run support with a better offense behind him with this Philly offense than the New York Mets. So the last few games for Walker, June 1st at the Mets, 4 innings, got the loss, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks in that one. Then June 6th versus the Tigers, 7 innings, got the win, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 8 Ks, a quality start. And then June 11th, I know it wasn't a huge game versus the Dodgers, but 5 innings, scoreless in that one, got the win, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. So Walker, like I said, better pitcher at home than he is on the road. And as long as he could figure it out some way on the road, he could be a pitcher that could pay big dividends for fantasy owners for the rest of the season. But right now, he's been a home pitcher as Walker, and he's pitching good when he's at the home compared to when he is on the road. But right now, I still would give him a shot, especially in deeper leagues. Out there in 77% of fantasy leagues. The next pitcher is A.J. Smith-Schuster of the Atlanta Braves. So Smith-Schuster, 20-year-old, who started the season in A-ball, and now he's up with the big club, and they even sent Mike Soroka down after a couple outings after he's been out for years. So Sawyer now in the rotation, and on the season we've seen 2 outings from him, one a relief one last week where he went 2 1/3 with 3 strikeouts in that one and no runs given up. and then his major league debut in the rotation was versus the Nats. So on the season in a whole, 7 2/3, 0-0 record, 5 Ks, 0.78 whip. So right now he's a high strikeout guy in the minor leagues. And to come from A-ball all the way to the major leagues is obviously a big thing here for Smith-Shawver and this Atlanta Brave team, where they had no confidence in other guys. And we know Max Fried and Kyle Wright are out for this rotation, so they had to rely on the rookie. And so far, he's looked good in the 2 outings. June 9th versus Washington in his first career start, 5 1/3. 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks in that ball game. So his next outing will be coming up this week once again on the road here for Smith-Shawver. And he's available, surprisingly, in the same amount of leagues pretty much as Andrew Abbott in 45% of leagues. So right now, if he's out there, go pick him up. The upside's definitely good. He's on a first-place team with one of the best offense, if it's not the best offense in the league. Them in Texas, it's pretty close with the Braves and the Rangers. And he's going to get run support, and it's just about him adjusting to the major league game and knowing how to get guys out. So far, he's looked good in the first 7 2/3 of his career here, Smith-Shawver. And I will give him man this week. The next pitch is Julio Teheran of the Milwaukee Brewers. So yes, the same Teheran that was the ace for the Atlanta Braves a few seasons ago. And he's come out of nowhere, bounced around the league, playing independent ball even a few seasons ago. And now he landed in a bang-up Brewer rotation. And he's off to a great start, 24 1/3, 1-2 record. 16 Ks, a 1.48 ERA, an 0.95 whip, and 3 quality starts on the season here for Julio Teheran. So very surprising. He came out of nowhere, picked it up once again as Teheran with this Brewer team that's been starving for pitching with the injuries this season. So the last 3 outings, May 31st at the Jays, 6 innings, got the win in that one. 4 hits, no runs, a quality start in that ball game. June 5th at Cincinnati, 6 1/3, got the loss, but 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 5 Ks in that one, a quality start. And June 10th versus the Athletics, 7 innings, no decision. 6 hits, a run, a walk, 6 Ks, quality starts, 3 quality starts in a row for Teheran. He's turning back the clock a little bit for this Milwaukee Brewer team. And it's very surprising to me. When they signed him, I did a video, and I didn't think we see much out of Teheran, but I definitely was wrong so far in the early going. He's not going to get a lot of strikeouts, but he's a pitcher going out there, giving the Brewers innings so far with 6 or more innings in the first 3 out of 4 outings of the season for him. So right now, he's out there in tons of fantasy leagues at 67%. But if this continues for Julio Teheran, he's going to be guy added in more leagues, and right now, he's a nice pickup this week. The next pitcher is Griffin Canning of the Los Angeles Angels. So Canning, he's been on a hot streak of late. And last week I mentioned him as a pickup. But right now, still out there in tons of leagues is Canning. In 73%. So on the season, 5 2 record, 53 1/3. 50 strikeouts, a 4.27 ERA. 1.24 whip, and 3 quality starts in the season. In the last couple weeks here for him, 17 innings, 2-0 record, 20 strikeouts, a 3.5 ERA, 0.92 whip, and 2 quality starts for Canning. So Canning's getting run support with a solid Angel offense. He's going deep into games. I know his last outing yesterday wasn't all that great, but he got the early run support, still had 7 strikeouts, and still got the W pitching 5 innings. So the last few outings for Canning, May 29th at the White Sox, 6 innings in that one, got the win. 6 hits, 3 runs, 9 Ks, a quality start. June 4th at the Astros, 6 innings, no decision. 4 hits, a run, a walk, 4 Ks, a quality start. And June 11th versus the Mariners, 5 innings, got the win. 7 hits, 3 runs, 7 Ks. So right now, the last 3 outings, his strikeout rate has been great with 20 strikeouts in the time. He's going out there, he's getting run support. And for the most part, at least 5-6 innings, Canning is giving this Angel team. So I think right now he's a decent add off the waiver wire. He's not going to put up huge stats, but a back end of the rotation guy and someone who can help out fantasy owners where pitching's been tough to find this season. I like him as an ad this week. The next pitcher is JP Sears of the Oakland Athletics. I know Sears isn't going to get a lot of victories this season, but he's a guy with good ERA and good control this season for this A team. On the year, 69 1/3. 1-3 record, 65 strikeouts, a 4.10 ERA, 1.10 whip, and 4 quality starts in the season. But the last few weeks here for Sears, he's gone out there and he's pitched good baseball, 13 2/3, 1-0 record in that time. 13 strikeouts, a 2.29 ERA, 1.19 whip, and a quality start. So I know the A's aren't going to get many wins, But if you need some good starts and a good ERA, Sears is definitely bringing that for fantasy owners. And I actually will recommend him more in a points league than a categories league, where he could at least go out there and give you 10-15 points a matchup here. Sears, May 30th versus the Braves, 6 innings in that one. 4 hits, a run, a walk, 2 Ks, a quality start. June 5th at the Pirates, 4 2/3, no decision. 2 hits, a run, 5 walks, 6 Ks in that one. And then June 11th at the Brewers, 5 innings, got the win, 6 hits, 2 runs, 5 Ks in that one. So right now, 5-6 inning pitcher Sears is. Not going to get many wins, but the ERA has been great over the last month of the season here for him. And like I said, more points leagues, I would trust Sears than a categories league, because he could give you the 10 to 15 points, and sometimes in points leagues, we've seen pitchers get bombed and get negative points a decent amount of time. So right now, while Sears is pitching decent and out there surprisingly still in 84% of fantasy leagues, but can help in different ways, he's definitely a pitcher I would look to pick up this week. The next pitcher, Ranger Suarez of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Suarez, he was on the list last week, and once again he's back on it this week, and he's pitching good baseball for this Philly team. It took him a little bit to get things going, but now I think he's in mid-season form. Is Suarez on the season, 30 2/3, 1-2 record, 28 Ks, a 4.70 ERA, 1.43 WHIP, and 3 quality starts. On the last 2 weeks, 19 2/3, 1-1 record, 15 Ks, a 1.83 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, and 3 quality starts in the time. Says Suarez, the first 2 outings he was getting hit around this Suarez, but the last 4 outings he's gone out there and pitched pretty good baseball, and surprising to me, he's still available as well in 83% of fantasy leagues, especially on a Philadelphia Philly offense that could give him good run support. Is Suarez. So the last few outings, May 30th, the Mets 6 2/3, tough luck loser, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks in that one. June 4th at the Nats, 7 innings, got the win. 8 hits, a run, a walk, 3 Ks, a quality start. And June 9th versus the Dodgers, 6 innings, no decision in that ball game for Suarez. 4 hits, a run, 2 walks, 8 Ks, so the strikeouts have gone up a little bit. He pitched well versus a good Dodger offense. And like I said, he's going to get the run support with this Philadelphia Philly team. His next outing's June 14th at the Diamondbacks, who've taken the league by surprise this season. First place in the NL West. It's going to be a test for Suarez, but I think he could be decent for fantasy owners. And he's definitely a pitcher I would recommend and pick up this week. The next pitcher is Kyle Hendricks of the Chicago Cubs. So Hendricks, he was close to a no-hitter in his last outing. And right now out there in 91% of fantasy leagues, and he's been a decent veteran for fantasy owners in the Cubs over the last few seasons. On the year, 23 1/3, 1-2 record, 15 Ks, a 3.09 ERA, 1.07 WHIP, and a quality start. So just like Suarez, Hendricks, he's just come back off the injury list a few weeks ago, and it's taken him time to get back into form. But right now, he definitely looked into form, obviously. Going 8 innings and almost no-hit ball versus San Francisco Giants a few nights ago. So right now, Hendricks out there in 91% of fantasy leagues. He's a nice back end of the rotation guy for fantasy owners, I believe. And the last few games for him, May 30th versus Tampa, 5 innings, no decision, 6 hits, a run, 3 walks, 3 Ks. June 5th at the Padres, 6 innings, got the loss. 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 Ks in that one. And then the almost no-hitter in that game, 8 innings at the Giants, June 10th, got the win. 1 hit, no runs, a walk, 3 Ks. He's not going to be a high strikeout guy. He's going to go 5-6 innings. Only 1 quality start on the season, obviously at the Giants, June 10th. But this Cub offense is a middle-of-the-pack type offense. I don't think that division in the Central is that great. A lot of hovering 500 teams or a little bit over 500. We know the Pirates playing better this season, no doubt. We know the Reds got the young kids they're hitting. The Cardinals, they're hitting the baseball but not pitching. So I think Hendricks could be decent for fantasy owners as a back-end guy. And right now in deeper leagues, definitely a recommended ad out there. And the final pitcher I looked at this week off the wire is JP France of the Houston Astros. So France, I mentioned him as a pickup last week, and he's still out there in tons of fantasy leagues here right now. Is France in 69% of fantasy leagues on the season, 40 2/3, 2-1 record, 35 Ks, a 3.54 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, and 3 quality starts. A surprising, a guy on Houston that's going to give him a lot of run support is out there on the wire, and a guy who's eating innings and going 5 or 6 innings. And over the last few weeks, 19 2/3, 1-0 record, 17 Ks, a 3.66 ERA, 1.37 WHIP, and 2 quality starts. He's not going to be a high strikeout guy, is France. Not even averaging a strikeout an inning, but he gets ground balls. He gets outs, and he's helping fantasy owners right now. And he should be owned in more fantasy leagues as France, at least 10-team leagues or deeper. June 4th versus the Angels, 7 innings in that one, no decision. 3 hits, a run, a walk, 3 Ks, a quality start. And June 10th at the Guardians, 6 2/3 got the win. 7 hits, 3 runs, 6 walks though, which did him in a little bit. 6 Ks and the quality start. So right now he's got a good offense backing him over there in Houston. He's a 5-6 inning pitcher. Another good guy like Hendricks for the back end of your rotation on your roster. And a guy that won't really hurt you in ERA. Whip a little bit, it could go up because of the walks. But like I said, he's pretty much been a solidified starter over the last month of the season, and a guy I think owners could count on. So that's a few pitches I look to add here in Week 11 of the fantasy baseball season.